mutually exclusive or mutually disjoint. And hello YouTube as well. I will start recording just in case. As I said a moment ago, we're solving Codeforces hard problems today. I will likely do the previous Division 1 contest where I solved ABC, and then the DEF were very, very hard problems. Hello Darksaber and Archit. How's quarantining? Nothing changed. Programmers can really live in home and work in home. Anyone here with 200 plus typing speed? I doubt it. So we'll do contests. That's the plan, I think. Division 1. Just need to move chats to the side. Pop out. This and that. They go to the other monitor, so I could see what you're typing. I'm adjusting things. Bear with me for a moment. Okay, done. How much do you sleep? I try to sleep 8-9 hours a day. It's healthy. Hello, Seeker for Faith. Is this a good contest? Yes, problems were interesting, but the difficulty gap was huge. ABC was very easy and then D much harder. I will, for D, because I already spent an hour for D, my absolving will be about reading an editorial first. Also there is, or maybe not. Okay, I have an idea from my friend, and I know it's an idea different from an editorial, so maybe I will try that first. And I fixed drawing tablet. You see, a lot of times when I streamed on Linux, I couldn't draw properly because it was ugly with tablet. I lacked proper drivers or something. And now, we'll see after it plugs in. I will show you how it's different. This will be biscuits. Just problem D. You see, when I try to type, let's say ABC, this is how it looks. This is my ABC. ABC. Because tablet is mapped into 2 monitors, and so we have this space. Wait a second. We have this space, and it has ratio of a standard monitor, so something like 3:2. But instead, only this half is mapped into 1 monitor, and this half is the other monitor, and this makes everything twice wider. But now I have a script. I didn't manage to get it run automatically at the beginning of when I run my PC, but I have this. It looks like that. Apparently you need to, oh, you don't see it. You didn't see anything. I'm stupid, sorry. Well, you saw this, right? Or not? Anyway, everything is twice wider, and now I have this script, and when I run it, Oh no, that's bad. It worked yesterday. Well, let's try to fix that. Let's try to fix that, and then we will move to solving problems. How did I get those names? It was this, maybe that. Did it change a name? Stylus and eraser. It changed the name. When I restarted PC, my tablet apparently changed the name. Will it work now? Well, only 4 errors. Yes, it did work. Let's try to draw something again. Now ABC. ABC. Still, something is still a bit different, a bit strange. What is that? Okay, something is wrong. I'm only using half of my tablet. Just that second half of my tablet isn't working. Damn it. Have you tried Open Tablet Driver? I tried a lot. I spent an hour on that. I can search for Open Tablet Driver. Because you see, if I go to settings, devices, and Wacom tablet, it says nothing found, no matter what happens. Even though I have drivers installed, it understands that I can draw, but I cannot change anything in settings because my PC thinks there is no tablet. This is a hard Codeforces problem, maybe. As a reminder, general questions. Yeah, one more thing. Somebody told me that yesterday that I need to learn how to say reminder and reminder. So how to pronounce both? Because I say them the same way. I know that this is not solving Codeforces problems, but it's only a minute. Reminder. Remainder. Okay. So as a reminder for you, there are frequently asked questions in the description below below the stream. You can go there for questions like what I'm doing in my life or what's my age. And if you have suggestions for my future YouTube videos, then put them below my YouTube videos. Now, if you suggest something even reasonable, I'm not going to write it down or remember. I'm doing something else during this stream. Have you checked this Arc wiki page? Well, I for sure tried using this command, xset wacom. It's strange to me that things worked yesterday though. Maybe I will replug. Maybe that will help. Didn't help. How is it possible that the name changed? That's bizarre to me. Damn it. Okay, enough of this. I can write something. Like, still I have just half of space, but maybe it's, I don't know if it's me, but it seems that I can do it slightly better now. So let's work with that. Stage drivers. I don't want to do it now instead of doing Codeforces. So problem D. Do you have link in the description to the contest? Well, you can open the last Division 1 contest, but I guess I should put it in the description. Well, there is, okay, there is link to the contest, that's enough. Then I will just put letter D here, next to my face. So people can binary search later. Oh, and in chat, if you want, if you have some question to me, at me, say at Errichto 2. How much do you make from YouTube? Directly from YouTube, 0. I don't have ads. There is some number of biscuits. Each second, Slime will choose a biscuit randomly, uniformly among all biscuits, and the owner of his biscuit will give it to a random uniform player among the remaining players. The game stops when one person has all the biscuits, and we need to compute the expected time of end of the game. I need to close that. I don't want to worry about it now. And is there a way to clear everything? Oh, it is collaborative. I didn't know it's collaborative, or is it? I thought that somebody typed this. What should I do now? Just create a new one? Normal leaf. Yes, hi. It is collaborative. I didn't know that. Well, could be worse. You should make it private. Interesting. And it's interesting that I used this tens of times, hundreds of times. Could be worse. I can imagine worse things drawn here. Okay, normally on Windows I use OneNote. Can I use OneNote online? I need to log in, I guess. Use that as well. So this, if I remember correctly, I'm testing for now. It's a bit white. Is there a way to choose dark background? in OneNote for sure there won't be a way for that. Codeforces quantum programming contest. Last time I didn't have time to get into that, but it seems interesting for sure. How many problems you have solved after a contest? It's about how much time I have. 1v1 and with all you. When are you doing 1v1 and with who all will you compete against? I don't know. GIMP is good. To be honest, everything is bad when my tablet doesn't work properly. But I guess let's go with this. Slime and biscuits. There are two ways to interpret this problem. One is that, let's go with sample test. Sample test is stupid. Let's say that one person has 4 biscuits, one has 0, one has 2. Let's say this will be my kind of drawing. Let's say that there are 3 people. One has 4 biscuits, one has 0, one has 2. Then either this can be an input, or we can say that there are 6 biscuits and 4 of them belong to first player, 2 of them belong to the third player. This is equivalent representation, and maybe one method will be better than the other. And what is incorrect to do, I tried to do it during a contest even, is to look at a single player. Now, and every second we take a random number in this sequence and we change it into another number. For example, we take this, each has 1/n probability to be changed, and we change it into n. So one simulation of this is to have this sequence of length, let's say s, and while not all the same, I is rand modulo s, size of this sequence, the number of biscuits. I think it was uppercase s in the problem. Let's say s is the total number of biscuits. And now we change owner of I is random another owner. And if all the same, all the same, then stop. That's pseudocode for simulation of this. All the same means that every biscuit has the same owner. We are asked about the expected time of that. And an incorrect approach is to focus on a single owner, like to look at this sequence, for example, look at this and think that, okay, right now it has 4 biscuits and we wonder when it will get down to 0 or up to 6. If 6, then we win, if 0, we lose. But it's incorrect because 0 doesn't mean a loss. And you don't know if from this you keep track of how many biscuits I have and how many other has. So for example, maybe there will be 2, something, something. It means I have 2 biscuits, others have remaining ones. Then if I lose both of those, I don't know if game ends. Because I don't know if the distribution here is 6, 0, or maybe 2 and 4, or 3 and 3. So to keep track of just biscuits of one player, it's not enough. Okay. And instead, can you explain problem, please? I think I've just did that. Reminds me of Topcoder finals, I think. Topcoder often has probability problems. I don't know. AdCoder Grand Contests. I do a lot of AdCoder app solving. Okay. So there's that. Also, there will be an issue that I cannot even iterate over every owner and for that simulate something in OFN, but that's, I first want n square working solution, correct solution, and then I will improve that. Okay, now the idea is, instead of keeping track of biscuits of one player, this is idea by Marcin Smulewicz, Marcin Smul on Codeforces, to say keep track. What happens here is we take away a biscuit from somebody and give it to one other person. First observation, and this is one I had, it's okay to say we change it. It's okay to allow changing into the same owner. So if I take a look at this number and I say this should change into another number, it's okay to say it changes into any number from 1 to 3. At the end, multiply the answer by this. Because I can say that a few moves in a row, they can not change anything. Instead, I'm computing the expected number of moves of any moves, including those wasted moves. And then actually, maybe this. I think they ask me to compute the expected number of changes. Instead, in this new version, I compute the expected number of all moves, including changing a number to itself. And then I know every 1/n number was wasted, was not a real move. Then second, after taking a biscuit from somebody, can I use cookie? Cookie is easier word. After taking a cookie from somebody, don't give it back to anybody until the game can be done. So if I have here, the idea is if this player loses a cookie, it will be 302, and now I should say somebody should get this cookie. But even if I assign this cookie, the game will still not end. So what about saying that I simulate this, and only at this moment I'm taking cookies away, and this moment, this is a state that I can remember, that this is kind of DP of 3. It will represent a situation where only one player has cookies of n possible situations. It doesn't matter which one. And now I'm giving cookies back. So from initial situation, I need to compute probability of getting into each of those states. So I wonder about the first moment when only one player has cookies. And then from this, I will start giving cookies away. And either I give cookie to this person, or to one of the other ones. And then the situation will be something like 310. Doesn't matter if it's 01 or 10. And then I get back to taking cookies away. I don't need to assign that previous cookie immediately. That's idea by Marcin Smulewicz. Well, idea. It is a working solution. I just need to figure out the details. Later I will go with the editorial, because the editorial describes something different. Why won't you participate in Coach of Stackdown? I participate every year. I even organized it once. You're asking strange questions. Why won't you brush your teeth? Well, I do brush my teeth. Let's say that the number of cookies is S. Let's say uppercase S. The total number of cookies. N is the number of players. Then if we have such a situation when only one player has cookies, So from this dp of 4, I can either move to dp of 3, or I can move to dp of 5. No, not dp of 3, because now I'm saying maybe this is already a win. Those two unassigned cookies, they can be for this player. And either this happens or this happens, that one other player gets a cookie. Now, what will happen from dp of 4.1? Now I get back to taking cookies away from them, because I know even if I assign unassigned cookies, I will lose. Either this guy loses a cookie, or this guy loses a cookie, or one of unassigned cookies is also lost, changed into another unassigned cookies. So possibilities are that's still dp41 when then dp of 4.0, so just dp of 4 when a single one is taken away, and dp of 3.1. We will have a ladder with there are two n states. I wonder if we can do it linearly for those two n states, and now I need a drawing. There are 4. From 4 we can get to 5. From 4 we can get to 4,1, right? From 4,1 we can get to itself when unassigned cookie is changed. Or we can get back into 4. Or we can get into 3,1. From 5 we will get to 5,1. And from that back to 5, just like with 4.1. We have this transition. My drawings aren't really nice. From this, if we get to 6, we win. From 4, can I get to 3? No, because if I have 4, then I decide about unassigned cookies. There is 3 here. We have that. And so on. That's the graph. And now, if that was a single ladder, there is a linear way to the general. This can be done with Gaussian elimination in cubic time. That's terrible. We don't want that. Most of the time, a ladder can also be done in linear time with some trick. Generally, if you just a sequence of states and from a state you can move to previous and next one, that's easy. And I have two options, either to apply the same here or to get rid of those extra states, maybe like those on the right. Maybe those on the left seem easier, because from 4.1, I will change the color. I don't want to drop files. From 4.1 you can get to 4, and either you will get back immediately or you will move to 5. And from 5, the fact that you will move like that, it can only move you to itself or to 5.1 or to anywhere else. Well, there is also this ending state 6. And then you could forget about the left part of the drawing. From 3.1 also we can move to itself, 4.1, 5.1, and a final state 6. Well, 6 shouldn't be erased. I don't like this app. This drawing app is bad. Maybe I should increase the thickness. Can I move it around? Have you tried Krita? It's a drawing software, open source. I don't want to try 10 things today. There's this. Is there 0.1? No, there is no 0.1. Like that. And we had transitions from me to one state above or to any next state. This thing annoys me. Like that, also to myself. And so on. And for 6, the answer is 0. This is not that way. Oh, it is that way. Just there are two directions. For 6, the answer is 0. Then for 5, if I say the answer for 5 is some kind of variable x, can I express 4.1 in terms of that? I can. Can I compute this probability of going from 3.1 to 6? Well, it came from the previous graph. I think this will be a working solution. What's the probability to go from 3.1 to 6? It will be some kind of interval. It will be hard not to get n squared. Maybe it's easier to compress into the left part. Let's think a moment. If no, it will be equivalent. But maybe better because I have the normal states. Hi Errichto. Hello Chandra. And good morning Bipaf. Okay. What is probability of getting from 3.1 to 6? Or from 2.1 to 5.1? From 2.1 to 5.1. With some new color, say green. If there is 3.1, then we assign one of unassigned cookies. Can I decide what cookie is that? I can. No, from free one, what I do is I take away one of the cookies at random. So with probability, if we forget about this, the probability of getting to the same state, then maybe I shouldn't. That this is better. Then with probability 1/4, we will move like that. With probability 3/4, if one of those 4 cookies changes, with probability 1/4, it's this one. Now from 3, we assign one of the cookies. With probability 1/n, we'll move down. And yes, always it's 1/n, because we have one group. One guy has 3 cookies, and I want to give a new cookie to him. 1/n, 1/n, and every time there is n over n minus 1 to go to the right. That seems reasonable. Okay, I can work with that. I can work with that. Expected value of time for free one, or maybe let's work with probability. From free one, with probability I go up with probability 3/4. We move to state 2-1. With probability 1/4 times something, we move back to myself like that. We go to the left and then to the right after a moment. Now we go down from 3 to 4, this 1/n, and then right immediately. That's a bad way to. From 3/1 to 2/1 with probability this. To 3/1 again with probability 1/4 times n minus 1 minus n divided by n. 2 for 1 with probability. I need to go to the left, then down, then to the right. There's 1/n twice because I go down twice. And finally, to 6 with probability, go to the left and then 3 times down. Hello, welcome back. Stupid internet. Alive. But I hope at least that the video didn't break into 2 parts on YouTube. That's one good thing about this. I'm on Windows now. The same thing happened as on Sunday, week and a half ago. My internet still worked, But something is wrong with DNS settings. I don't even know what is DNS, but I know it's because of DNS. And when restarting internet didn't help. I mean, restarting connection in settings of my computer. Then I restarted router, and waited 2 minutes for that to do something. I got internet back, but OBS still couldn't reconnect. I tried to restart OBS, it crashed. It froze my whole PC. But I clicked restarting from button on my PC, not on keyboard, and then my computer started working again for a moment, and I had seconds to save the file, and I think I managed to do that. Where should it be? I'm looking for that. Yeah. I saved it as opis.txt. Opis is Polish for description. I have now this file. That's not lost, but streaming on Linux is pain in the ass. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I need to do something with DNS. Save the teddy. Someone save the teddy, please. Oh, because it's going to fall. Here we go. The domain name system. Yeah, that's that. Because it happens to me that I can access only some websites. Some websites are not accessible. I will continue doing that problem D. But yeah. Ever since I changed my internet provider a year and a half ago, it happens from time to time. I need chat. This thing, YouTube. At least now I will be able to draw. And when the same happened on previous Sunday, I lost 10 minutes of writing my solution because I couldn't save. This is a problem. Just a network issue. I learned it last semester. Okay, then please save it. Please fix it. Well, there is a way, both in Windows and in Linux, to change something about DNS. And I tried that. The worst thing about it is that when you change anything, the only way to test this is to wait for 10 hours and see if ever it happens to you again, that only some websites are accessible. If I change anything now in settings for DNS on Linux, I will not learn if that works or not, unless it crashes again. And usually it happens on a stream for some reason. Maybe because otherwise I'm using like 1 or 2 websites. I don't know. Reconfigure your DHCP. When I will be on Linux. Change your DNS settings in your router. Maybe I should do that. But not now, and now we are on Windows. On Windows, those things don't happen, I think. Change your router. But can be of the same company. Okay, we have this. Fortunately, I didn't lose that. I lost a drawing, but I can live with that. You can change from Google DNS to OpenDNS and vice versa, and I think I tried doing that already. Yeah, I can draw. So there is 6, 5,1, 4,1, 3,1, 2,1, 1,1, and what happens from 1,1? 1? I'm not sure. And possible transitions were like that. Right? Yes. From 4,1 I can get to the next one, myself, or previous one, and so on. What about from 1,1? I guess from 1,1 we can get to 2,1, myself. Oh, but also I can get to every next thing. And that's from everything, from everywhere. But with fixed probabilities that create a geometric progression, so I will be able to pre-process that. Now, what I was going to do next is to start something. I get a sequence, I need to get to one of those states. Maybe also one allowed state will be a single one, I'm not sure about that. Or maybe this will be my kind of minimal state. What happens when there's 2,1? When I unassign a cookie here, it will get to 1,0. How is it possible to move from 2,1 to 1,1? It happened if I now unassign cookie, and it is 1,1. Now from 1,1, if I unassign cookie, I will get into situation with 1,0. Okay. So it is some special situation. And I know the answer for 6. If I'm here, the answer is 0, the expected time to end. From 5,1, I don't know that. But I will say that for 5,1 it's x. Then using this x, I will compute what's the expected time for every other state. Using that, I will compute it here. Yeah, I should get at the end some linear equation, I hope. It's not really the most standard way to use a trick I'm going to use. If you use a Wi-Fi, I don't use Wi-Fi. Also, is there this? Text. Text should say D. With dark. Do you see a character D? You don't. Because it should be above. Okay. There's D. Background. I don't want background. That's an ugly D. What's up with this character? Something. It's not that sharp. Why? text. Okay, almost done. You see, this D is much nicer. What's up with the previous one? Okay, everything fine. Yeah. This will not be nice to implement. Projects. This is d.cpp. Let's call it cookies. I can copy paste my templates from somewhere. Submissions. What about doing it first just for... Okay, I said that I want a struct that will be able to switch between double and modular operations. Let's call it M. I think M is fine name. And for now, with those kinds of problems, if you work with modular operations and something is wrong, at the end you will get a stupid answer, like 9 random digits. Instead, I want to work with double, and then at the end, before submitting, switch. People have that. I'm sure that if I go to standings and look at people in the top, Umnik doesn't use templates, but let's see here. I'm looking for a class for modular operations. There's struct modular. I'm looking for this. This is a pre-written class. Later we can modular of base. And then we can use it just like an int anywhere here. With subtraction, multiplication, and so on. I want to be able to switch between double and modulo. Just like in that code I was looking a moment ago. No pre-written class. No pre-written class. And here, template of modulo does something. I should spend a lot of time just on this to make it nice. So what if now I just work with doubles for a moment? Given a sequence, I would like to write a brute force, that first something that will simulate the process a million times and will give me the average time. So I would have some kind of brute force. This will be just an input. Total sum of answers is 0. Divided sum of answers by the number of tries. Let's say 100,000 times I try to simulate the process. If somebody is new to the stream now, you can go to the description for a link to a contest, and this is problem D from Codeforces. I have too many things on my desk. Tries. Repeat not many times. while not all same, choose a random index and change it to another thing in this range. I also need, wait, that was not that. The input is, I want this to be a sequence of owners. I think that will be easier to work with, or not, or it won't be. No, it won't be. So this is count cookie owner. This is 0. Sum up the number of cookies. S is now the number of cookies. If I'm looking at first person and he has 5 cookies, that many times, repeat that many times, owner, push back. Now owner will be a sequence of who owns each cookie, while not all same of A, choose a random position and change it. A of I is rand modulo the number of people. But to do to a different number. All same. No, I'm not changing A, I'm changing owner. X different than owner of 0, same is false. All same is true. Break, there are moves plus plus. I will count that number of moves. Increase it here. I'm changing some answers plus equal moves. And return. Everything that was below is a comment. Main. Let's for starters print. Let's just read the input. A was not declared because I'm interested in owner. Count cookies. Well, count cookies sounds like a better name. Count cookie. So. Two, 1, 1. I got 0. That's not a good answer. This is 3 times 10 to minus 5. Because I only once simulate this thing. Instead I should say owner after I'm done I should assign the array to the initial value, otherwise it stays to be all the same numbers. Yeah, 2, 1, 1. I got 2. What's the correct answer from the problem? It's 1, because I have this. I need to change to a different number. But I claim that some answers divided by tries, that I need to at the end multiply by something. Forbidden. That should do a job. I got 1. For 2, 1, 2, I should get 3. 3. Of course, it's not that precise. And for this, I don't know what the answer is, but we can see what program prints. Just followed you. Well, thank you. Have you looked at the Lead Code Make Coding challenge, or are you not interested at all? I did April challenge. Why is it so slow? Maybe it takes exponential time. We have around 15 cookies. What about doing this with O2 optimization? I wonder what should be the expected time in this case. Apparently it's big. What about just 1000 tries? It won't be bigger than 2 to number of cookies, right? No, it is huge. There are 5 people. If every cookie gets to a random person, the number of possibilities is 5 to 15. That will be expected time, roughly. Oh, okay, that's way too big. What about just 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, even this is too slow. Four, 1, 2, 2, 1. Around 1000. That's suspicious. That's very suspicious. It's hard for me to believe that I chose some test and the answer is so round and it's equal to my number of tries. What are I was late. Can you quickly tell what you're doing in owner? It's owner of that cookie. How long do you go in one practice session? Depends. You can look at my past streams. Sometimes it's 6 hours. At Coder Grant contest, if not make a stream. What's up with people suggesting at Coder Grant contest? Is it today or something? At Coder contests, upcoming contest. This Saturday, 2 p.m. for me. Yeah, I think I will participate. Yep. Saturday. Or maybe not. I have board games with friends this weekend, but I think it's Sunday. I used to do, in the past I could do more competitions, but now sometimes I just don't have time. Let's fix this slightly. Let's say if repeat if this is 0, some answers by repeat. Now this estimates the answer better and better. What? For this input, it's around 250,000. I could also slightly speed up this or write Gaussian elimination to exactly compute it, but I'm not going to. This is just my brute force. Now every 100 iterations it will give me updated value. It seems now stuck. That's suspicious. Maybe if it doesn't quickly win with all cookies getting to third or fourth player, then the situation is very bad. Let's try to understand that. Now it's 250,000. If I just make it like that, is it much bigger? No, it's almost the same. How could it be stuck? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, never mind. Okay. Let's take away cookies until only one player is remaining. Now for every player, the probability that he is that last one to stand is, I think, like initially, the number of his cookies divided by all cookies. Again, and let's call it count cookies. This is probability. If I take every next random cookie out of all S cookies, then probability that you are the last one with cookies is this. And then I also wonder how many cookies you will have. Or maybe I want a situation just before that, because I operate with those, with this. And let's consider operating just with standard things like 1, 2, and so on. Maybe that's easier. As an alternative, because the full graph was not from 1, 1. Well, I can obviously move to itself. There's 2, 1, 3, 1. Let's say that there are 5 cookies total. What can happen from 2, 1? Or from 2? I need to now assign some cookie. Either it will be another player or this. Just like that. Now from 2, 1, I need to take away a cookie. Either it will be one of unassigns, or it will be one of that first person with 2 cookies, or it will be this cookie. Okay. So we can move between those like that. And the probability to move up is complicated, because here we for some time have this, Well, if we don't care about that, it will be 2/3, and this is 1/3. Then probability to move here up is 3/4, and this is 1/4. The product of those will nicely cancel. And maybe I can just move between those states. Okay. So from 3, probability to move just down by 1 is 1/n, I believe. Now, otherwise, I move right with probability n-1 over n, and then stuff happens. I can move to the left immediately. With probability this, I can move to the left. There is 1/4 for that. It's from 3/1. Eventually I move that. Yeah, that's that. But also this. Let's say from this guy, there is n over this to move to the right, then 3/4 to move up, and to move to the left, it's 1/3. This times that, it's 1/4. That's quite nice. And now what's the probability to move all the way up here? It's n-1 over n, 3/4 times 2/3 times, what's this? Half? This cancels with that, this cancels with that. It's again 1/4? Oh, that would be extremely nice. But all of that should sum up to 1. So something is wrong. Hey Errichto, have you seen that problem? I'm doing another problem. I don't want to stop in the middle to think 5 minutes about something else. I see that YouTube chat is talking about updating something on Windows. Where are you from? Why Windows? Whoa. Why Windows? Because I streamed on Linux half an hour ago and things went bad. I started this stream from Linux, if you watch a stream from the beginning. Where are you from? There are frequently asked questions in the description below. FAQ. Bug fix a Python program? No, I'm not doing that. Okay. I made a mistake for sure. Should I make a big graph with all the probabilities? Just those numbers, they don't sum up to 1. That's an issue. They should. If you wonder what should happen from some state, and you can go to other states, the sum of probabilities must sum up to 1. Here it doesn't. there should be one more 1/4. Okay. From this, we take one of unassigned cookies. This is 1/n, and this is n-1/n. Easy. Now from this state, either when I take away a cookie, it's this with probability 3/4, or this, no, with 1/4. Among 4 cookies, 1/4 for this, 3/4 for that. Plus there is, well, there is also some probability that we keep going. Here it's 1s. It's something question mark divided by s. And unless that happens, I need to count for that at the end. But now I want to simplify equations. Okay, then from this there is 2/3. Oh, I see where it's wrong. And so this is 1/3. And now this is a special case where from this we always get down there. We always, one of those two, no matter if I choose this or that. And that was a mistake. So to get to that last state, it's 2/4. Because I wonder what's the probability of getting from here to here. It's this times that times that times that. If you multiply, you will get this, 2/4. Beautiful too. And does that hold in general? This probability will be n-1/n. Then this will be 4/5. If I keep going to the left and down, yeah, things will cancel. The product of probabilities, those will cancel or reduce, whatever the name is. At the end, if I get here, I will get 2. Okay. So this does work in general. And that's very nice. Now, what about this? Which of those states when I move from 3 like that to 1, for each of those states in between, for some time I do those loops, unnecessary moves that change nothing. And I need to account for that. When I say that this, the expected value for this state, it will be some sum of this, that, and that. Well, and there's also myself. And then there's some extra costs. The extra cost assigned to this when I move from 5, what should be multiplier next to this number? Well, I will be stuck here possibly when I move from 5 to 3 or to 2 or to 1. Okay. Now looking from this, probabilities are related to 1/6. when I was at 3, the probability to get back here was 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, it's 2/4 at the end. Here the probability of getting back here is 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, 1/6, and 2/6. What if we think about Bernoulli distribution and binomial distribution? Yeah, then what? They described some particular process, and I need to do equations related to that process. Yes, there are a lot of known distributions. But how to say that? Maybe this. Knowing a distribution name doesn't help at all. Maybe there are indeed some tricks often related to one particular distribution, but if you understand probabilities and expected values well, you don't need to know them, you will come up with them anyway. So when I'm in this state, then I will be here, I will be stuck here with probability 2/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. Maybe I can write down a formula, big font and white color. What's the expected time when I'm in state 5? Well, it's 1 plus, maybe not 1 plus. Some probability I go to the next state. Wait a second. Oh, with probability 1/n. Plus, otherwise, times a, where a is times ev of 5 plus 1/6 times ev of 4 plus 1/6 times ev of 2 . It should be roughly that. Those are probabilities to get to those states. How many moves do I need to get there? What if I say that every move back is related to one move forward? At the end, I need to be at the end. I don't want to count those moves back. What if I say that every move to the left isn't counted, but move to the right is counted times 2. I think it will simplify stuff, because then I can say with this probability I make 2 moves and then I'm in this state. I'm in state with number 6. Otherwise, with this probability I will get back to myself or somewhere to the left. Now A is for sure related to moving once up, and by up I mean from 5 to 5/1. Oh no. There are assigning and unassigning cookies. I should count only one of them. Maybe you will make a tutorial about interval tree on your main channel. Yeah, maybe, but this is not a good moment to suggest things, because I will forget about that anyway. Suggest below my YouTube videos what I should cover. Go to my main channel, suggest in the comments there. I read comments. And also other people can then upvote if they agree with you. LeetCode's main challenge problem of the day, it's pretty cool. I'm not doing lead code this month. I did it every day previous month. And now I want to train for Google Code Jam round 3. And this is why I'm mainly doing streams with hard problems, because I focus on practicing. Are you going to solve E and F? Maybe. If I'm done with this in finite time. So this is moving to right, because moving to the left, it means unassigning cookies. So I don't even think this is necessary to be counted as +1. Let's only count assigning cookies. Then when I move from 5 to 5.1, so a step up should be counted. Step up should be counted. Steps right or up should be counted. Because they are related to assigning cookies, not unassigning. And to the left, I'm taking away a cookie. That's not a move yet. Okay. Then this counts a move to the right. And I will have one move up. Yes, this is a move up. Moving to the left doesn't hurt, shouldn't be counted. I will anyway move to the right. And the final thing is those wasted moves. So on this graph, on this thing, moving from 3.1 back to 3.1. There's some probability for that, so some number of wasted moves. It's reassigning cookies, but again to none of those two people. I might have made a huge mistake. When 3.1 and other cookies are unassigned. Oh no, oh no. When it is 3.1, oh, then I'm taking away cookies. And 3, and I get a cookie, it might be given to that person. 3.1 I'm taking away. No, everything is fine. I thought that it's all completely wrong. I'm taking cookie away from this, and that might be one of those unassigned. I don't know who that is. Okay, it's fine. Now, from this state, probability of moving back like that is s minus 3 minus 1 over s. That's the probability of wasting something. State. This is s minus 1 over s. Probability of wasting a move. And now this, I get to this state at all, moving from 5, if anything, any of those happens. So with that probability, this happens. I guess plus with probability 2/6, I get some repetitions over here. Maybe what it is for 3. For 3 it's 4/6, the sum of red probabilities underlined. In each of those, if I get to those, I am on this state ever, times expected time wasted here, because this is probability of wasting time. The reverse of that is the expected time I will waste here. Okay, this 4 comes from, it's 3 plus 1 over 6. 6th is a number 5 plus 1. This is my current thing. So what if I transform this a little bit? S is a constant, 5 plus 1 is a constant because I'm in state 5. So this is 3 plus 1 over 6 minus 3 minus 1 times 6. That. When I'm at 5, this is for me a constant. So I will say that it's this times the sum over that. Sum over that, where this is some I. For 3 it was true. For 4 it will give me 5 over something. Well, it doesn't matter what exactly it gives, just for which states I should do it. I'm guessing up to 5. For 5 I'm still not dividing by 0. Yeah, it's fine. I think this is it. And can I sum this quickly? Well, sure, I can pre-compute the prefix sums here. Sad thing is any small mistake here, any plus minus 1, and my solution will be incorrect. But I think that's the whole formula. Which problem is this? Problem D, like you see next to my face here. Are you solving or explaining? Both. What's shaking? I don't know. I don't know. That's the important part. Oh. My cookies over S. Now the trick is usually by some variable x, let's not mistake it with this. By some variable x we denote expected value to finish starting from this state. We know that expected value for S is 0. When one person gets all S cookies, the game is done. This is expected time till the end. Expected time till the end. This is some unknown variable x. If I now use this to say that EV of 1 is, there is some probability to move again here and so on, I will get from this that this is something times EV of 1 plus something times EV of 2. And from this I will compute EV of 2. But if I don't know EV of 1, but EV of 1 is some variable x, let's say. Then I will get that EV of 1, if I have equation like x is equal 5 times x plus 2 times EV of 2, from this you will get EV of 2 is equal maybe minus 2/5 times x plus 7. This equation will give you x in terms, it will give you EV of 2 in terms of x. And I will express every next EV in terms of x. At the end, I will have EV of s is equal, for example, 2 times x plus 10, and it's equal to 0, and from that I will get x. That's the trick. So there is EV of 1. There is per. I will just need prefix sum. There is that EV of I know that EV of 1 is equal 1, 0. This represents 1 times x plus 0. For every I, or let's call it me, my state, from 1 to s minus 1, I use the formula. From this I want to get EV of 6 actually. So should I transform that a little bit? This will move to the right, to the left. And this will move to the left, EV6. Maybe I should multiply both sides by n. Yeah, that's better. Then EV of 6, let's move it to the right side. And this to the left side. Minus EV of 6 is this. EV of 5 will get some special thing, other things will not. It's this times that. Okay. Let's do this. I want to compute EV of me plus 1 in terms of x, in terms of those pairs. First, this term. Now this. Now this is minus equal. This should be a struct, shouldn't it? Yeah. So this is a linear function, something like 5 times x plus 2. You can add those. It represents a times x plus b. We have plus, minus, and a few other things. That will be a good start. There's also plus equal and minus equal. And later I need to change all of that to modular operators. He minus equal. What do I have? N times EV of 5. So far so good. Does it compile? I'm looking what happens in the chat. Probably already solved it already, easy peasy. What? I solved this problem? No, I wouldn't then spend so much time on that. Something is wrong with that, turns out. Oh, because I want a sequence of this. Okay, we're good. Now this, and then n-1 times whatever else we have. Well, first this, I will remove 1 from here, and n-1 moves, it's moved there, so it's n. N is the number of people. Then it will be n-1 times everything in A. Plus equal 8 times n-1. And because I have minus at the end, I will do this. Compiles. Doesn't return. Sure, that's fine. I didn't want that. I'm just uncommenting because it's easier to see right now. I'm done with that. So just this. EV of I times times 1 over n, me plus 1. It's 1/6. If I equal 1, then it's 2, otherwise it's 1. Here we have 2/6. And additionally we have this kind of free term. That A plus equal times this constant. And now that's it. I think it's like 5% probability that everything here will be fine. It's just a warning, but let's get rid of that. No return statement. Okay, I computed EV of that. Let's now print EV of S. I'm not even running that. For now, I don't use count cookies. That doesn't matter too much. Print brute force. No, I want to run solve. Quick tip, if you paste a screenshot of problem somewhere on the screen, then it would be great to catch the code in the middle of the screen. Paste a screenshot of problem somewhere on the screen. But you know, the statement will take a big part of a screen if you want to make it readable. In the description there is link to a problem, you can go and read that. Minus infinity. I'm dividing my 0 somewhere. Let's investigate all the division. Can I have division by 0 here? I guess I can. Okay, S minus 1 minus I minus 1. Where does it come from? Here. because it's this. What? What was it before I transformed it? Uh, 3 plus 1, okay, it's this. This probability of getting to the same state. Oh, this probability is 0 for this place. For probability 0, the expected time of this happening. Wait. Actually, if this is probability, I should say that 1 minus that is the yellow thing is probability of wasting a move. If this is p, then the formula for wasted time is 1 over 1 minus p, because 1 minus p is probability of success. So it should be something else. S minus this. 1 minus p. Let's compute this. It's S minus this. I think it will be I plus 1 over S. It's 1 minus p. And now the inverse of that. So S over I plus 1. This instead of that. Here I had what? I had I, me, I. Is that right? I had. What did I have? This was inverse of yellow, so this is incorrect. I need to change that. And this is the prefix sum. Seems about right. This is me, this is I, this is I. Well, I can just... And now, instead of this inverse of yellow, I should just have this. Oh, this gets cancelled. It's just S over me plus 1. For every I. I don't know, maybe. 4 minus 3. Now, those are reasonable numbers. I know that EV of S is 0, the expected time, if already one person has all the cookies. So I have this formula. A times x plus b is equal 0, and I know a and b. From this I will get that x is minus b over a. Minus b over a. And using that, I can compute real EV for every state. This is after the for loop is done. Wait. Oh, no, it was in correct place. For every I, is EV of IA times X plus EV of IB. Please be right, otherwise I need to go through all the computations again. Nothing was printed. That's about my debug thing. Don't worry about what I'm doing, it's just my strange templates. My program claims that if the situation is 1, 0, then the expected time is 0.75 to finish. Well, it shouldn't be below 1. If it's 1, 0, I need to assign, but I'm not counting something. Well, anyway, it shouldn't be below 1. That's not right. But I can compute the right value and see if my formulas are correct. So what should be the right value? Assuming that now I'm allowing changing a number to itself. Are you going to participate in next Topcoder Marathon? No, I don't have time. Topcoder Marathons take too much time. What should be the answer if there are just 2 cookies? If the situation is 1 and 0, and now I'm assigning a cookie, then with priority half, there's 2, 0 and I 1. With priority half, this cookie now is like that. And from this state, I need to take away a cookie. So for sure I will get to 1, 0. If with priority half I win, and with priority half I don't, the expected time of repetitions of that is just 2. With priority half I win immediately, with 1/4 I win after 2 times, and so on. 1/8, 1/16. Now, when do I count a move? This is counting a move, +1, and this is counting a move. Then I believe my program should compute 1. Because this is 0, that wasted time. And I can check this. Maybe with a drawing. Because this is less transformed. Maybe not that much. Here I have that EV of 1. EV of 1 is half times 1 plus EV of 2 plus half times n, half times 1 plus a. Now what is a? Uh, 1/6. What is 1/6? I'm at 1. So it's 1/2. Times me, and that's it. No, for 1 I have this twice something. Okay, seems reasonable. The formula becomes, with priority half, I waste a move, I use a move and win, with probability half, I use a move and get to the same situation. Okay, let's make sure that if I say EV2 is 0, I know it is 0, then I'm getting EV1 is equal half times 1 plus 0 plus half times half plus EV of 1. What will we get from that? Is number 1, will number 1 satisfy that? No. 1 equal, not 1. All of the cookies, none of the cookies, cookies, yeah. Why did I put 1 here? It's 1. Why did I put half? This is 1. Okay, and now 1 is equal to half plus half of 2. No, not right. 0.75. Let's just compute, let's just solve this. EV of 1 times 1 minus half from the right is equal, whoa. The 0.5 was automatically put here. OneNote does computations. Half plus half. What do we get from that? EV of 1 is 2. 2 is equal half plus half times 3. Yes, EV of 1 is 2. And that's correct. So, let's also make sure that this gives us nothing. Because for 6,1 no time is wasted. Let's remember that. Maybe something is wrong with this formula. I bet that if I remove this part, the program should be correct. No? This was that wasted time, and here no time is wasted. But it changed, so it is incorrect in particular. What happened? This. Let's verify if what happens here is indeed the same. EV of 1 is just, I denote it as x. Then for me equal to 1, I will compute it in terms of EV of 1 and EV of 0. I'm computing EV of me plus 1. And I had here I moved this to the right. So it's, and I multiplied both sides by n, right? So it's this alone should work. Let's work with that. Multiply both sides by n. Move this to the right. Now, get rid of this plus 1, but we have n minus 1, n minus 1 plus this is n. Okay. Now, is this correctly used? EV of me plus 1, this thing, plus equal n, that's that, minus equal EV of me times who put 5 here? Well, 5 is not the correct value to put here. I don't know why I had that. But let's finish reading. There is some a. At the end, I will add a multiplied by n minus 1. Yes, so a. There's that iterate over everything. And there is 1 over 6, 1 over me plus 1. But for EV1, there is this special bigger number. Okay, okay, okay. Works. If I uncomment this, it stops working, which means this is invalid. I got 3. This formula should add 0 in this case, so let's review it. I count for that wasted time. S minus this, I still think this is correct. The yellow thing is correct. Now this is probability of wasting a move. 1 minus this is probability of success, and 1 divided by that is expected number of wasted moves. Yep. 1 minus p will be 3 plus 1 over s. I plus 1 over s. But final, it also counts moving to the left. Yeah, I should say this minus 1. Or actually this minus 1. What about s? I'm not going to explain everything here. It's basic expected value. So let's add this. Well, correct now. What about harder case? Is that correct? How can I check that? How can I get the answer from this? If the input is 1, 1, 1, no. If the input is 1, 2, then with probability 2/3, I will get to this state. With probability 2/3, if the input is 1, 2, then this 1 will be eaten with 1/3. Right? So with 1/3 I get to this state. With 1/3 I get to this state, otherwise to that one. Because it will be 1, 1, and then 1, 0. For sure. Then we claim here that the answer is 1/3 times this, times that. This should compute the answer for the whole problem. And that would give us 10.6 plus this, 14 over 3. But This is if we allow for changing a number to itself. And if we don't allow that, I think we need to multiply the answer by this, so by 2/3. What should be the answer? The answer should be 3. I'm not having 3 here. Is the probability of player 1 getting all the cookies 1 over s minus a1? No, it's not. Are you satisfied with your performance in CodeJam round 2? I was like among maybe 5 or 10 fastest to solve ABC with a typo, let's say, in problem C. This is why it didn't pass at the end. So yeah, I guess I made a mistake of going for the hard. The hard was extremely hard problem, and people who solved it knew something like that before, and only 2 people solved it. I should have went for the easy. And then if I didn't make a mistake for C, I would have an amazing result, an amazing place. Could be better. My final place is terrible, but my performance wasn't that bad. It seems that this is incorrect, because I get here 2/3, it's something like that. I'm slightly off. I will get this times 2/3, what, 28 over 9? This instead of 27 over 9. So something is wrong. I can tell my program, the first one, to just say this. Now let's run a brute force first. It will tell me the answer, assuming that number can be changed to itself. 211 should be 2. Yes, I got 2. 212. The answer should be 6. Apparently. I think I'm nowhere near 6. I'm strictly below it. And that's very strange. I thought that I'm very close to the answer. Because I tried to get the answer from the statement. Wait, what? I multiplied by 2/3. Oh, 2/3, not 2/3, half. N is equal to 2, and minus 1 over n is half, not 2/3. So the answer in this problem is 3, and so the brute force says twice that, when allowing to change from a number to itself. Are you solving it with Monte Carlo? Yes, my brute force is Monte Carlo. And for other questions like keyboard C, FAQ. You can write exclamation mark FAQ, I think. We need a girlfriend stream. No, thank you. Well, something is wrong. Something is wrong. I need to just simulate the equations for s equal to 3. Can I do anything else? I can read equations once, or just make a full drawing for free, for s equal to 3. There is 1, 1, 2, 1, and 3. Okay. From 1, we need to assign a cookie. There are 2 people. Probability half. This happens with probability half. This happens. And then we get there. And then we get there back with probability 1. It is sure. But we can also do this here. With 1/3, we waste a move. So really here we move with probability 2/3. So 3.2 is expected time till we hit that, -1. So half is, when we are at 1/1, I claim that this is wasted time. Expected value of wasted time at 1/1. Will my formula work? What was my final formula? This? A plus 1 over me plus 1. This is 1. And now this is 3 over 2. 1.5 minus 1. Yes, this is half. Now, let's write this equation and see what I should get. You don't need my face for a moment. And fourth one is with probability half, we get here. Plus with probability half, we get again there. When do we make a move? This is one move. And this is one move plus EV of 1. One move to go up, but also there is that wasted time. This is wasted. Okay. From this we will get EV of 1 is half plus half times EV of 2. I don't know if that's better to write. Plus another half, another 1/4. So in total it's 3/2, 3/4. Plus EV1 over 2. Okay, simplify that. Move EV1 to the right, I guess. Half plus 3/4 is 5/4. Multiply both sides by 2. We get EV of 2 is minus EV of 1, not EV of 1, minus 2/5. And let's see if my program agrees, because I can print not only that, also this. It computed EV2 as 1 and minus 2, not minus 2.5. So something went wrong, unless my computations are wrong. My program computed EV2 as EV1 times 1 minus 2.0. That free term is incorrect. let's again follow the free term here. It's with probability half, I move forward. This is one step. If otherwise, with probability half, we make step up, we waste some time, and done. Then this is in total 1.5 times half. I will multiply both sides by half. So this will be cancelled. This will be 2 times that. And now I have 1 plus EV2 plus 1.5. So EV2 plus 2.5. It should be 2.5. Something is wrong in code, and it incorrectly computes 2. So let's follow everything related to a free term. EV of 0 doesn't have a free term. I have this, and what is another place of free term? This. The sum over 2 over 2, so 1, times 3 over 2 is 1 half. This is half, the total is half. But a gets multiplied at the end by 1, so nothing changes. I see a half from here and 1 from there. I'm seeing here 1.5. Again, EV of I. EV of 1 doesn't have a free term, it's just x. TMP was computed as 0. 3 over 2. Why? S over, this should be 3 second minus 1, a half. Why is TMP 0? This should be double. And also, okay, maybe this will work. Minus 2.5. And what else I wanted? Now 6.5 I get, and 4. Is that correct? I claim my program thinks that we get here with probability 2/3, if I remember correctly, and otherwise this. So right now my program thinks the probability is 2 times this, 13 over 3, 17 over 3, 5.66 I got. I'm closer, but this was fine. Now let's compute the next term, I guess. Let's see, maybe I have another mistake like that. Why did I put brackets here? Oh, because of -1. This is double, I don't need to cast. Okay. I'm getting close, I hope. Is that bad that I'm wasting 2 hours for this? So now the same for a 2. I wonder how much people benefit from such a stream. From 2, we reveal a number. With probability half, it's this person and I won. With otherwise, we get here. There is no time wasted right here. Then either we take away one of the numbers, one of the cookies. With 1/3 it's this. Otherwise, with 2/3 it's that. There is no wasted time here. And from 1, 1, 1, we do waste, I think it was half, yeah. Wasted is half, but eventually we will go down with probability 1 and we will get there. So I claim that we should get EV of 2 is with half we finish. Plus with probability half, it's either we go back immediately, so actually it's 1/6 times EV of 2, because we go up and then down, otherwise we move to the left. So with probability 1/2 times 2/3, 1/3, but it still wasted a move. With 1/3, we move there. It's also just one move. Yes, it's one move because I only count moves up and right. Other things are just counters to that. 1 plus, this is expected wasted time at 1, 1. Plus EV of 1. And I know, by the way, that EV of 1 is something already. Well, it's X. Let's now simplify this. EV of 2 is half plus this. EV of 3 is 0. I can skip that completely. Half times 1/6 plus this plus 3/2 times that is just half. I will combine those. Half and half is 1. And we are getting something nice. 5/6 times EV of 2 is equal 7/6 times 1/3 times that times 6/5 times 6/5. I got this. So this is 1.4 plus 1.4. What did my program get instead? It got this. A free term is completely wrong. Computed EV2 as x minus 6.5. No, wait, I should look at this. Should I? I'm stupid. No, from all of that, I should compute EV of 3. I use that to compute EV of 3. I incorrectly got rid of that. Let's multiply both sides by 6 or maybe by 2. I'm not sure. Well, this is 7/6. Is that right? We will have half plus 1/6 plus this half indeed. Okay. Okay. How to? Okay. I will move EV3 to the left. And it turns out to be that, wait, if I move to the left, it should be with minus. Or just let's move everything from right to left. Then it will be 5/6 times EV of 2 minus 7/6 minus 1/3 times this. Multiply everything times 2. And we get that. What was EV2? I don't remember anymore. EV2 is x minus 2.5. X minus 2.5. Minus 2.5. Do we get something very ugly? Not really. Actually, x is indeed just x. 5/3 minus 2/3 will be a single x. Then minus 25/6 minus 7/3. So this is 14/3, 14/6, so 11/6. And what did I really get? Too many windows. No. Completely different number. This is 13/2. Minus 13/2. And what now? What now? Can you advise what is a good place to start learning? Watch my video for that. Did people use this same strategy? I don't know. Python simp. I can simplify long equations, sum, infinite sums, and so on. I'm using C++. Also, if you're good in math, you should be able to do all of that yourself. Now the stream is 2.5 hours. And that's a bit too long for solving this problem. I guess I need to find a discrepancy between this and my code. Let's see if my code seems to agree with values from this graph. Move this to the side. Okay. Oh, TMP. What about TMP? Why am I all the time closing this? What is TMP? 1/3. It should be going up. This is incorrect. TMP is incorrect. Going up is half. Moving to the left is 2/3. So the product is 1/3 times the wasted time. Something is wrong with TMP. Yeah. I plus 1. For I equal to 2, this is 1, this is 0, correct. But for I equal to 1, the wasted time here is 3 over 2 minus 1, this is half. But what about this? 2/3. That's not 2/3. Because... wait. It is 2/3. No, it is... should be... going up is half, going to the left is 2/3. The product of that is 1/3. Why I plus 1? Maybe I made some incorrect observation earlier. So getting here is 2 over 4 n minus 1 times n. It seems that I'm forgetting this term. Is that possible? Because the probability that I will waste time here should be this times that. And right now, this corresponds to I plus 1 over me plus 1. This times that will be I plus 1 over me plus 1. Yes, what about this little thing? N, just n. But it worked before for non-zero TMP. This TMP was right. How? Was it right? Going up was the only possibility. Going up was the only... No, it wasn't. TMP. Oh, but A is added then with this probability n minus 1. So I had n minus 1 over n to go up. N minus 1 over n to go up. And I'm using that here. A is, let's remember, part of this thing, where I multiplied both sides by n to get rid of 1 over n in a lot of places. So it was 1 over n, 1 over n. Yeah, so A is just, if I go up, what happens after that? And then it is correct. Is it? TMP is 1/3. Let's look at the drawing. After I go up, then it's 2/3 times that. It is 1/3. It is correct. Okay, let's check other values. I'm at 2. Iterate over things from 1 to 2 and to A add expected value of 1 times 2/3. There's 2/3 to get to 1. That is right. For 2 it will be 1 over 3. 1/3 to go down. This is also right. I will add EV of this with that probability. So A is that helper variable for what happens after I move up. And this happens with probability 1/2. Other than that, we have this. TMP was computed correctly. To A, I add this TMP thing. I can print A, but I don't see what it should give me. I'm running this so many times that it would be really useful to be on Linux. There I work with console, with Wake, that big terminal. One note for drawing, question mark? Yes, one note for drawing. When will you start the next question? If I always knew how much it would take me to solve a problem. This is A, whatever was computed as A. Well, EV of 1, EV of 2. EV of 2 was this, and I checked that it made sense. Then A should be with probability 1/3 I go down, so I get to this, plus with probability 2/3 I get to that. So x plus 1/3 of that plus 2/3 of that is 1 in total. So it's just x. And then 1/3 of this is -5/2 minus 6/2. So for now I claim it should be -6/2, which is -3. Why it isn't? I will check quickly if this everything is fine here. B minus B, A minus A, B minus B, A, B, adding, subtracting, yes. That's suspicious. Did I compute it incorrectly? This is... Wait, yes, I did something stupid. Was this B here before? Oh, earlier I just printed that. It is this times 1/3 minus 5/2 minus 5/6. Okay, this is minus 5/6. And I add TMP. TMP is expected time of being wasted here. And it's this times probability of getting there. So 1/3. Third, yeah, it's TMP. If we add that, it's indeed that, minus 0.5. So I think A is fine. Then how do we use A? How do we use A? Well, from 2, we will get to 3, Or with probability 1/6. What about this? With probability half, I get to A. And I know A. Because A is x minus half. And EV2 I also know it's this. Question mark. I want to compute question mark. A is x minus half plus 1, it will be x plus half. Multiply both sides by 2. And what is question mark? X minus 5 minus 1 minus 6.5. Damn it. Damn it. And from this, if this must be equal to 0, we get what is x. And it turns out that this is 6.5, this is 4, and this is 0. And we indeed start with 1/3, we get to this state, otherwise we get to that state. And this doesn't give me a correct answer. Come on. 2.0. Something is wrong with my equations, with my logic, I don't know. What problem are you talking about? Problem D from Codeforces contest, where link is in the description. It's a hard problem and I'm solving it now for 2 hours. Over 2 hours. I didn't want to make a long stream today. So I think this will be the only problem for today. But I want to finish it. I need to look for a mistake. Let's try to be careful. There are 2 people. One of them is has 2 cookies, and there is also one unassigned cookie. Assigning a cookie costs 1 move. Then either this unassigned cookie, it went to this person, and he then got free, or otherwise. We get to this situation. And I wonder what is the probability to finish starting from 2, 1. Actually, I know this probability because it is computed by, for example, my brute force. It is 6.0. So I can write it down. 0 here, 6.0 there. So from this, if assigning costs 1 operation, then being here and to the end, we'll have 4. Either we finish or we do that, but first we make an operation of doing that. Sure. Then I wonder what it should be here. From 6.0, either I move down and it doesn't cost. I take away a cookie. I take away a cookie, which doesn't cost me anything. With probability 2/3, I get to this state. Can I claim that 6 is equal to 2/3 times x plus 1/3 times 4, where x is the answer for this place? If yes, then I can compute x. X will be 7, right? 2 times 14, 4, 18, yes. So this is 7. And finally, from 1, 1, I now assign a cookie. No, I take away a cookie, which doesn't cost me anything. I take away a cookie. And it can be that one last hidden cookie. With probability 1/3, I'm wasting a move. So with probability 1/3, I took away that thing. I'm not sure about what to put here. It's some cost C, I'm not sure what this cost should be, plus 7 again. This probability we get here, otherwise with 2/3, what happens is we get to this. Again, let's denote this by x right now. And from that I will compute x. But what is C? What is that cost for me? I say that assigning a cookie takes some cost. But this unassigned cookie, so I can imagine for a single moment it gets to one of two people, and that it's immediately taken away. Also, I could say that if I assign this cookie, then I just get this situation. So with cost 1, I can move like that. Oh, that makes sense. Yes, 7 and 6 are fine. Because when I'm here, I can say, let's assign this cookie. The situation is to 1, so I'm here. That's fine. I think that C should be 1. Taking away that not assigned cookie and so assigning it for a second to somebody and taking it away. And then what we will have? 7 is 1/3 times 8 plus 2/3 times x. Then x is 6.5. Well, I think it works. 13 plus 8, 21. Over 3 is 6. Okay, so maybe my program is correct. From 1, what will happen? I assign a cookie with cost of 1. Either I will move to the right with probability half, that it's a right person, or with probability half, I go there. It's the average of that. Okay, this is a correct value. 6.5 is a correct value. And 4 is a correct value. Everything here was computed fine. My program is correct, but how to get an answer from that? We start with 1, 2. And this is right. In this graph there is answer, it is here, this is initial state. But I claim that in more general case, I have just two end states, and the initial one isn't one of drawn states. I want to use those three values to compute it. And I said that there is probability 1/3 that I will get to 2. Oh, no. There's probability 1/3 that I get to this one, and 2/3 that I will get to this, but before I get to this, I will waste some more moves. Yep. Okay. My program is correct. I didn't know how to use the answers. I computed real EV. Now I have some initial state, like this is maybe the input, but what I know is if one person has 4 cookies and the others don't have anything, and other cookies are unassigned yet, I took them away from somebody, then I know what will be the answer. Now from this, I just need to move to some state like that, like for example 0040. Yes, this is possible, I guess, because we can give it to him. No, we don't give anything to anybody, we just take things away. And unassign. Okay. Okay. After I take one cookie, after I take, for example, this cookie, then from now there is probability 1/s to waste a move. After I take another cookie, there is this probability to waste a move. And wasting a move means that the next cookie to take is an assigned one, and it wastes a move. At the end, when I get to this, with small sum of numbers being here 4, a moment earlier there was some probability like this to waste a move. Let's think from this one as a moment ago it was like that, and there was this probability to waste a move. I need to sum up time wasted from those. And again, if P is probability of wasting move, then 1/p is probability of success, 1/1 minus P is expected time to wait for success, minus 1 is wasted moves. I already used this formula, it is here, line 118, yellow thing on one of the drawings. I will need to sum this up, but also I need probability to get there. Those are mutually exclusive. If I get here, it means I will not get, this is exclusive with getting to this state. So for each of them, if I want to reach this, I just care about the number of first elements. If I have 5 red balls, and here it's what, 8 blue balls, every time take a random ball, what's the probability to have exactly 4 red balls? When we are out, we take the last blue ball. I think I need to solve this problem. Now I focus on this person, and I wonder what's the probability that I first take away cookies from all other people. I want to get to the first situation when only one person has assigned cookies, and there are some unassigned cookies as well. And this should be easy. This should be easy. Some binomial coefficients. But this should be the first such moment. I don't want to use inclusion-exclusion because I'm weak with that. I guess I want to say, let's go with more general case, that there are 6 red balls and I want 4 red balls to be at the end. Then a moment before that, there were 4 red and 1 blue. The number of ways to achieve that is among 6 red balls, choose 4 times, those are binomial coefficients. Out of 8 blue balls, choose 7. This is a number of ways to get that. This divided by among all 6 plus 8, choose 4 plus 7. That's the probability to get to exactly this. And now multiply it by 1/5 to take away that last blue ball. That's the probability to get to 4 red, 0 blue for the first time, I think. Let's see if it works for our 2,1. What's the probability to get to 1 red, 1 blue? 1 red, 0 blue. Well, a moment before that, there must be 1 red, 1 blue. The probability to do that is choose among 2 red, choose 1 red, times among 1 blue, choose 0, so 1, divided by this. This is 2/3. And then among those I need to take away blue. And this is equal to 2/3 times 1/2, 1/3. I claim this is probability to end up in this state. There is also some probability 1 blue. There is 1/3 that I will end up with 2 red, and 1 that I will end up with 1 blue. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's try it. Let's try this. I need binomial coefficients. Work in progress. For now it's just a small array. Later I will anyway use modulo. I will iterate over every person. I'm back. For every person, iterate over how many I want him to have at the end when others get 0 for the first time. Int remaining. There is what? Count cookies? Yeah. What's the probability for that? the probability is among his cookies I want to choose the remaining ones times among cookies by other people. Let's create a variable because it's too long. Cookies of other people. I want to choose everything but one times the last one. And so this, it's 1 over his plus 1. With this probability we get to this situation. This is almost correct. What it doesn't count is that wasted time before that first situation happens. But I should get answer slightly smaller than 6. I think 5.8 or something. That's twice too big. Twice too big. What do we have? For the first person, there is probability 1 that we'll get to this situation. That's not right. It shouldn't be 1. It should be much smaller. So it's... Oh, I didn't divide. I didn't divide by this. Among S, we choose his plus 1. That was supposed to be slightly smaller than 6. Okay, who is 1? I wanted to print remaining, not his. And also this should be remaining. This his is initial his. Among these choose that many. Among remaining choose 1. Total choose remaining plus 1 and divided by this. Now it will be 5.8. You'll see 5.8. No, it's something like that. Just now wasted time. It's yeah, it's this. We need to use this. The last one is that when 4 is remaining. Combine this with this formula. Extra is 0. One over S, this will be the last. From I equal to 1 to this. P waste is I over S, and extra plus equal 1 over 1 minus P waste minus 1. And now let's hope to see exactly 6. Please, pretty please, not 1. 6. Two is correct. Now what about 13.5? This is also 13.5. For 44. I think we're done with quadratic solution. Well, for a moment it's cubic here, but doesn't matter too much. And I need two remaining parts. Well, one obvious one is to do this. .29, I guess good enough. 0.2. It's not that precise, but also I would expect to be closer to the answer. So let's do that a million times. That's a bit suspicious. Okay, it got closer to 29.33. One more test. Out of ones. Let's do more. 70. Will this converge to 70? I could also take somebody's code. Yeah, that might be a good thing to do. Oh, that's not 70. Don't tell me that my code is wrong. Well, damn it. That's terrible. I have no idea where the mistake is. Just 1,000. Get rid of this. Maybe not even run brute force. I will compare with somebody's code. Yeah, after somebody told me how to do it roughly, I spent now 3 hours. After that I have quadratic solution that doesn't even work. Feels bad. Yeah, it does. That's a shorter solution without too much equations, right? Submit. But that's not the point, to rewrite somebody's solution. Custom test. This. What's the output for 112? Oh. Damn it. What am I supposed to do with that? Do things modular. Well, this is 29 plus 1/3, so 88 over 3. Yeah, 88 over 3. Let's. What if he prints this multiplied by 3? Will we get 88? Yes. My answer is correct here. What if we do that? $70. It is 70. Okay. What's the reason for that? Maybe with taking value modulo 4, maybe rand is not precise enough. And value modulo 4 is very, like, it has some cycle. What's the most amount of hours you're able to practice programming problems a day? I participated in some 24-hour contests. It happened to me to spend 22 hours solving problems in 22 hours among 24, let's say, with some short sleep break and talking with friends, maybe 20 hours, but don't do that. Okay, my solution is fine. Now let's try to speed it up. Let's try to speed it up. First, I don't want to run brute force at all. Use English in the chat, please. (272) is that an integer? That's surprising. That's not integer. Does it mean my answer is bad? Or maybe I'm not printing it precisely enough. What about that? This, what is that? Set precision 20, fixed. Okay, oof. It seems to be, let's print it multiplied by 3. (818, 410). 818, 410. What do we have here? 818, 410. Okay, this is a correct code. Now, let's get rid of that. No. First part. Let's try to slowly get rid of some for loops. Every time I will print this and this multiplied by 3. EV of I. We have prefix sum up to me. So let's keep track of that sum. Do this. EV pref sum times 1 over me plus 1. But there is especially, I add the first one again, EV of 0. I messed up. Why is it not equivalent? EV of me is sum up to me. EV of 1. This is the special case, not EV of 0. (818, 410). Correct. Okay, one part is done. Now this. How can I transform that? There is a constant, s over me plus 1, otherwise it is something easy. No, it's not a constant. But for sure it will be easy to do. Well, this is just related to I. Me plus 1 is a constant. What if I just do tmp plus equal, or tmp is equal to pref ratio, the prefix sum of ratio. The moment earlier we do this. And times this. Well, then I don't really need this cast. Right. Not declared, because this should be me. You see, it's nice to first do a quadratic solution and then just take a look at every next for loop and optimize it. Eight, 1, 8, 4, 10. Now this is linear. There is nothing inside the for loop. Second part. I need to do this faster, and that will not be easy. I think I need to understand what happens under the hood. I have a cubic solution. This is trivial for sure, but not that. Do people ever implement a segment tree for prefix sum solutions in contests? If they don't think that maybe it happens once every 100 times. Do you ever repeat problems to understand, or do you keep solving new ones? If I solve a problem, then it means I understand it, and I will understand it in the future. Maybe I will forget the details, but I'm not redoing the same problems, no. Don't use round in C++? Sure, but so answering to Drew. I'm doing that locally. I'm not going to submit that. But indeed, I should use better generator to avoid that precision thing if I repeat a lot of times. How long do you think it will take for a beginner to win a Codeforces round? Infinite time? 99.999% of people will not win a Codeforces round. And for those who win, you can check when they started, and you have the answer. Okay, I stated this problem here. We have some number of red and blue balls. Every time take a random ball. What is the probability to have exactly 4 red balls? It isn't that bad, because this iteration, even though those are top for loops, I iterate over up to the number in the input. The sum of numbers in the input is 300,000. So this combined with that, it is linear. Just iterate over every cookie once. So it is enough to optimize this. And that should be easy. P waste. And this is trivial, right? S remaining. Just a prefix sum. Pref. Prefix sum of wasted time. And S minus 1, I believe. It's enough. Then this is just pref waste. This. extra. What is extra? Come on. Correct. Okay, so I explained why it's linear even though there are two for loops. What's left? I need to get rid of that. So instead of this, I need a function. First, let's do it with doubles. Factorial for a divided by this. When we have solve. Up to S. Well, that was not the easiest solution for this problem for sure, especially if you look at length of code by Omnic. But I'm proud of myself. Well, I will be after I'm done. Correct. And so now everything should be linear. So what's left is to change everything into computations modulo. All of that. Damn it. That's a lot of comments. Well, most of it happens here inside. So is it a good time to create a struct? Maybe, maybe not. Brute force, I don't need you. I mentioned earlier this struct for modular operations. That it will be able to, we can add that, subtract, print, and so on. I will save it and later maybe work with this code again. So this is projects, cookies, double. But now let's change things. Because in the problem, they give us a modulo. And I need to implement a lot of things. Return casted to long a times b modulo mod power. Power is needed for modular inverse. And now I need to use it everywhere. I hope I won't get time limit exceeded, because all of those operations are quite slow. Modulo operator is quite slow. As you see, it's quite annoying, and this is why I need a struct for that. If somebody notices a mistake in what I'm doing, then please tell me. That will be very nice of you. Here this is L by N, so it's fine. What do we have here? It's inverse of that. This is again. If we prefix sum, this is also, this times is fine. Ratio pref sum. A is L, but this is not self. Multiplication of me plus 1 and division and subtraction of division and a 1. I need add self, I will add that at the end. Do you feel excited? I might get accepted in like 3 minutes. Yeah, add self doesn't exist. This is L, so it's fine. This is L, so it's fine. Minus 1, this should be actually not minus 1. Do I use minus 1 anywhere else? No. This is my diff of first mul minus 1 by that. Almost there. If you notice a mistake though, let me know in which line. The inverse of this and subtract 1. Oh, it's so easy to make a mistake here. Multiplicate those two, divide by that thing, and divide by this last thing. Remaining is small, so I don't need an extra thing. Divide. I'm writing my divide because divide is a keyword or something. I don't know. Add self. What's wrong? What's the probability that this will work? 0. That's the probability. Maybe not. What is the answer there? Seems like I'm 3 times too low. 6. Is 6 correct? Oh, times n minus 1 over n. Three, 0 to 0, 9 to 1, 9 to 1. Yes. No, this is some very special case. Maybe first this is general one. Should be 801. 801, blah blah blah, 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Okay, now do I need to make an if? Isn't programming beautiful once you get things done? Yeah. If everything belongs to one person already, then we're done. So everything is equal to S. Then do this. What did I do wrong? Huh? Cannot open output file cookies exe. Permission denied. Who hacked my computer? Perfect job, Errichto. Keep going. Thank you, thank you. Don't you eat? Do you eat every 3 hours? Why I cannot compile? I can now. Maybe the exec file was still running. I think that's the case. Please. Please. Pretty please. Where do you work? See frequently asked questions. What time is it where you live? 1 p.m. Fucking accepted. I spent 1 hour on this problem during a contest, now additional over 3 hours. Well, I think we will soon finish this stream. I guess I should read an editorial and learn a proper method to do it. Also, I can take a look at code by Marcin Smulewicz to see if he did it in an easier way. My code seems terrible, but it might be related to the fact that I have a lot of comments. I'm not that sure about that. Let's try to create a new file. Save it as cookies clean. And is that really that long and ugly? Nothing here should really be counted because everything can be one-lined. I will collapse that. And well, templates don't matter. Then what do I have here? 143 from 88, 60 lines, 55? 55 lines of actual code. Let's count it as 50. Versus here. This would be 60, including debugging lines. Well, my thing 54. Okay, I can compare that, I guess, visually. This is my 54. Quite long lines here, close to the bottom. Maybe the last part can be done without binomial coefficients. Does he pre-compute them? Yes, he has factorials. Silnia is Polish for factorial. He also has inverse of factorial. He uses that. And he has a function for binomial coefficients. It's called dvu. He uses it twice. It might be the same. Okay, I will talk later with him to learn if he did everything the same way. So that's cookies clean. Yes, that's cookies clean. You can submit that again. But there's also editorial, and editorial describes completely different solution. Looking at the chat, Omnic has such a clean solution. I think editorials describes something easy and it might be just equivalent. Let's see. Yeah, this is easy. That's the whole solution. Of course, this code is ugly. The organizers of contests should be forbidden from putting something like this in an editorial with some random names. But this is a solution. So for that, I need to read this. I just don't know if I will do it now or maybe later. I think later, because it's good time for me to grab a lunch. So let's finish. I also have some other things to do today. So this stream wasn't Codeforces hard problems, it was just a single hard problem. But hey, I'm happy it worked at the end. I spent way too much time on that, way too much. Next time maybe Sunday evening. Sunday evening is my next stream. And the possible thing to do is create that struct for modular operators and printing real values. Because it's bad that it took me time to switch and I could make mistakes that way. I should in 5 seconds be able to switch between printing real values and modular operations. especially with such a non-trivial code. It would be bad to mess something up. Anything in the chat? You see Twitch talks about Java. Okay, so that would be everything. I don't see any questions recently in the chat. Thank you everybody for watching with me and watching me and seeing how I struggle with this not really easy problem. The solution, the thing I implemented today, it wasn't my idea. Somebody after a contest told me, hey, I got this idea, and then after a contest he managed to get that accepted. And now for some reason I struggled for a few hours. I don't know if that was because I was streaming. If I'm not weak with such problems. Usually I do them, and I should go through all those equations, computations quickly. Maybe it's because I didn't have pen and paper, and with that I would be much faster. I wouldn't jump between drawings. I would have everything in front of me the whole time. Also in the drawings I kept modifying some equation. During a contest I rarely put so much comments in the code. I will do that on a piece of paper, and then I can go through that again. I don't know. It would be less chaotic. Would it take me then less time? Maybe. And there were some mistakes that could be avoided with a struct. Somewhere I didn't cast to double. I changed into something else, and then I had s divided by I plus 1 without casting to double, so it was rounded. I wasted half an hour for that. I'm not sure. How to modulo Billion7? The same way you use any other module. What do you normally grab for lunch? I don't know. What all people in Poland eat. You can I guess search in Google what people eat in Poland. But for example, burger and pizza are fine. Okay, thanks everybody for watching again. Subscribe to the channel, to the main one, Errichto. See you Sunday evening. The schedule is in particular on Twitch when I don't stream. So see ya, thanks for watching.